I'm so excited. You are tuned in to the Education Assistance Workshops every Friday at 10 a.m. But hey, Megan, we're kind of running late this morning, right? I think it's not 10 a.m. Is it 10 a.m.?
Sure. My clock runs a little behind.
It does. It runs 5 minutes behind. Okay, so now I want to live in your zone because I'm all about the minutes. I'm like, I want every minute to count, and everyone's time is valuable. So there may have been some people going, they said 10 o'clock, and we're literally not even at 10 o'clock. It's 10:05, but you need to know behind the scenes, we were making amazing stuff happen, and we're making sure that we were going to be ready for you. So today we have an amazing guest who is going to be sharing information for you about not only education assistance, but also your career and opportunities for you to be able to see how the city of Corpus Christi has multiple resources that are available for people of all ages. And we know who these people are, right, Megan?
We sure do.
Yeah, we know them well.
Are all of our city champions.
They are city champions. Okay, so I'm going to be giving a little bit of a presentation in the beginning just to kind of set the tone. So if you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and start the presentation. Okay, Megan?
Sounds good.
All right, everyone. So my name is Lisa Wisner, and I am the Human Capital Services Manager for the City of Corpus Christi. And I am so thrilled that you are able to join us today to learn everything you need to know about education assistance. My role is to help you become a genius at what you do. I want you to be an expert. I want you to be world class. And we always start off with a quote when we do these sessions. So our quote for today is, everybody is a genius. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will spend its whole life believing that it was, and in my family, this is a bad word, but I'm leaving it on there. Oh, you're stupid. This is an Albert Einstein quote. Megan, this is kind of like a crazy quote, right?
Yeah, I hadn't seen this ahead of time. I think everybody thinks that I know what's about to happen, and I really don't. So This is my first time even hearing this quote. Wow.
Yeah, so now we're fish today, Megan. It's fitting for Corpus Christi, right? We have 142 miles of beaches. Trust me, we got tons of fish over here. But the point of this quote, for me, it stands out because Albert Einstein, we all know him as the father of science. And so for me, the fact that he's saying that everybody needs to capitalize on their strengths, right? You can't ask a fish to climb a tree, right? So if you don't have the skills or even the abilities to do the things that you want to do, then you're never going to be great at them, right? That's kind of how I see that. So as we're going through the presentation today, we're going to be giving you options for education. There's going to be so many options, and we always share this slide. And if you have tuned in before, you will know that these presentations are set up so that we are letting everybody know that there's multiple opportunities. We're not just pushing you in one direction or another. We want you to know that there's not only many ways for you to learn, but also many ways for you to get an education, okay? So there's many different ways to get a degree, or learn. You can go online. So as you can see through this slide, there's a balance here. So there's either online or you can go at the traditional route. So I remember when I got my bachelor's degree and then later when I got my master's, it was all through the traditional route. But we have Megan Isasi here with us. And Megan, what are you doing right now? How are you getting your education?
So I actually have the honor and privilege of attending a university called Ashford University, and they are a 100% online school. Do they have a campus? Yes, they have a campus. It's in California, but majority of their students are online. And what I really like about Ashford, Lisa, and this is, I don't know, this might be kind of funny, but it's the fact that it just blows my mind that when I enter my classroom and I read that first discussion post, the first discussion post that for your assignments is always an introduce yourself. And when I read those posts, it is so crazy where everyone is at. Like Egypt and like Africa and all these amazing places.
Have you met a Kenyan in there, Megan? Is that why
you're yet? Not yet. All these amazing places, and everybody is there, right? From all these cultural different backgrounds, just to further themselves and educate themselves. And I think I learn more that way because their lenses, right, the way that they see things, their paradigms are so different from us here in America, or even so different from me as a Texan. I mean, just that alone. And I think that adds so much value to my online experience. So I'm so very grateful to be attending school online.
And I've never heard you talk about Ashford like that, Megan. Was this like a testimonial for them? Like, not only are they online, but they also give you that little bit of that high touch, that feeling of knowing people?
Yeah, I have gone out of my way to make a few friends online. Like, we email each other outside of the classroom just for that support, right? Because sometimes that's the hard part about online school is you don't physically have the support from your professor. You can't go to the library and be surrounded by other students who are getting in the books. So sometimes that's the hard part. And by trying to overcome that, we stay in touch via email and we say, what class are you taking next? Have you taken 2 classes at a time? Have you taken this person before? How are you doing? And, it's just that relationship back and forth. And what's really neat is that in this world, you get to learn a little bit about everybody's background. Mm-hmm. In traditional school, you may go and you may have a few friends, but here, the questions they're asking you are posted for the whole class to see. Mm-hmm. So if you post something personal, everybody's going to see it. And I think that's really valuable for a lot of us in these times, because whatever it is, your struggle academically, if your struggles from family life are spilling in over to your academics, rest assured that there's somebody in the classroom who's going through the same thing, and they might be able to give you some tips as well.
I love that. I just got chills just thinking about an online virtual experience, feeling love. That I call that kind of like love of the work, love of the learning, and creating a safe environment for people to learn, because people learn best when you remove that barrier. People learn best when they feel like trust is there, right? Trust for them to be their authentic selves, even with their struggles. And I want to give a shout out to one of our team members who is actually watching us live on Facebook right now, Iranda Chavez. How's it going, Iranda? City champion, Iranda. Iranda's also doing online classes right now. And I'm pretty sure if she was in the room with us right now, you know how COVID is. We're all social distancing. And so we're doing everything virtual. I'm pretty sure she would be chiming in and just letting us know about how amazing her experience is as well. So if you know anything about the Learning Institute team, we're all about becoming champions, world-class leaders in the work we're doing. So we're all about reading and studying. But let's move on and talk about actually getting a college degree, because one of the things I can tell you is right now there was a census going on. So hopefully you did your census. And so we have this chart that was pulled from the Bureau of Census for Labor Statistics, and they pull all the data from the entire United States, and they have shown that there is a correlation between the level of education you have, a college degree, and how much money you're going to earn. So I'm sharing this slide because I want to share with you how important it is for you to think about your education in terms of reaching certain milestones. Because you can go all day long and learn for free by going and watching TED Talks and actually going to websites like edX and going to Harvard for free. But really, you need some sort of documentation to show that you did the work. This is the world we live in. And so as you can see from this chart, the different level of education you have actually statistically on average determines how much income you should expect to have. Now, I always bring this in there to say that one size never fits all, because y'all know that there's people walking around who have never even graduated, I would even say sometimes elementary school, and they're millionaires, right? And they're billionaires, and they're just making things happen, right? So the point here is not that all your dreams will come true if you go to college, but statistically, on average, it means that there is an opportunity for you to earn a good income by having your college degree. So let's reel back in that quote we talked about. Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will spend its whole life believing that it was stupid. Bad word. And the reason I wanted to bring this in is because I truly believe that the key to your success is to fully understand how to apply your talents and strengths in your everyday life. Do not try to be a monkey climbing a tree, little fishy, okay? Because that monkey could not go toe-to-toe with you in the ocean, right? There's no way that monkey would be able to live in the ocean, and there's no way, little fishy, you can climb the tree. So when I think about everybody trying to get their education and seeing other people and then trying to follow what other people are doing, I think to myself, you kind of have to do things your way. You have to discover how you can become successful, not how other people are becoming successful. Now, success leaves clues, but it's very important to touch into what feeds your heart and how you can become successful. And of course, here at the Learning Institute, we're all about employee engagement, and we're all about you being awesome at work, by the way. Yeah. So we want you to love your job, but we also want you to be awesome at it. And that means you care for it and you love the work that you're doing. And that has to do a little bit with where you focus your energy. So statistics are really, I love data, right? So if you know me, you know I graduated with a degree in computer science. So I was a nerd growing up, and I just kind of like went on that thread. But then I realized how much I love people. So I started to nurture that frame of mind of loving people and sharing with people, but I still go back to my data. And so data tells us that people who focus on their strengths, right? So you're a little fishy, you're not trying to climb a tree, okay? Can't even breathe out in the open. People who focus on their strengths are 3 times as likely to report having a good quality of life. Let me tell you, like when I hear 2 times, let's say I'm doing 100% effort to have a wonderful life. And then you tell me that if I focus on my strengths, I'm going to have 300%. I mean, like, really? You just made it amazing, right? And then on the flip side, if you focus on your strengths, you are 6 times more likely to be engaged in your job. How amazing is that? I always think to myself, like, if you're doing the work you're doing right now, right? So there's a gap between maybe where you want to be in your job, right? And then where you are now. And how do you close that gap? How do you narrow that gap? Guys, I'm here to tell you the way you do that is by focusing on your strengths. Don't try to do things that you don't know how to do, okay? Because there's people for that. All right. Focus on your strengths, and you will see not only how much you will enjoy your job, but also how much you're going to start rocking the work that you're doing. Now, more statistics, people who work in their strength zone, first of all, they look forward to going to work. Who does not want to show up to a place where they are doing something that they enjoy? And I always like to say that you're in the right place when you'd rather be at work. I mean, I actually have a shirt that I made that, you know how I saw a shirt once that said, I'd rather be fishing. And I really felt like, yeah, I like fishing. Actually, I've never fished, but I kind of thought, I like kind of doing stuff like that. But I love my work. I'd rather be at work. So I actually had a shirt made that said, I'd rather be at work. There's a reason for that. And it's not that I don't like to relax and go to the beach and have a good time with my family. It just means that the work that I do, it doesn't feel like work. It feels like it's just part of my life. People who work in their strengths have more positive than negative interactions with their coworkers. They treat their customers and coworkers better. They tell their friends that they work for a great company. They achieve more on a daily basis, and they have more positive, creative, and innovative moments. So we're going to play a little game. And Megan, I want you to kind of watch the comments as they're coming in. I don't know if you can.
Yeah. Iranda's our cheerleader right now.
Yeah, Iranda. Okay, so Iranda, you're going to help us with this, right? So we're going to play a little game, a little interaction. I'm trying to figure out how to do interaction through StreamYard. So this is my first attempt, okay? So type yes if you almost always talk to people in elevators, airplanes, grocery stores, and wherever you go.
I'd be typing yes right now.
You be typing yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So type yes if you almost always have a color-coded or otherwise organized closet.
Type no.
I'm like, okay, so this is my life. I go to my husband, I go take shower, whatever, look at my husband's closet, and I'm like, what the freaking hell? This dude has like color-coded shirts and like space. There's even space. You see how there's space in those?
Iranda says she does.
Oh my goodness. And like, I look at that and I think to myself, these are goals, y'all. Goals for my life, you know, like there's people like that. Not here. Type yes if you almost always write down a list of things to do and stick to it, even on the weekend. And I'm not saying anything because, yeah, that's pretty much me.
I don't think I write it down, but mentally, I have a list. You know what I mean?
Megan, I am this crazy list person, and I'll even write down the thing I did so I can just check it off, even though I didn't have it on the list earlier. Isn't that crazy?
No, I like highlighting. I like the feeling of highlight. Like
there's just something about that. And you know, so I do all this with data, like using my phone, and I track everything using my Focus app. And the reason I do this is because for me, and I know now you're realizing who I am, I'm a data person, but the point is I like to see where I may be falling short and what things I like doing. And so collecting that data is important to me. So checking that box is really important. Type yes if you almost always need to pick someone to race while driving.
No comment.
No comment. That's you, Megan. I know. You know, Megan used to, y'all don't know this. Megan used to drive this red car, okay? And everybody would make fun of her because she would be getting tickets like every week, I think. Right, Megan?
I seriously think it is so true what they say about having a red car and getting pulled over all the time. It would happen to me always. And it wasn't necessarily because I was going super fast.
Yeah, sure, Megan.
Yeah.
Sure.
I was probably like going 5 over.
Yeah, you'd be coming in like, I need to go get my ticket taken care of. Yeah, sure, Megan. Sure. Type yes if you almost always tend to ask many questions. It's always that person, right?
It's me.
That's you. No, I always say the person who's asking why, they're really learning, right? And then type yes if you almost always push the elevator button to remind the elevator that you're still there.
I pressed it like a million times, but I know it works at City Hall. It works.
I know. Yeah, like I use my elbow now. So I'm just like pushing that elbow thing to make it come through. And so the point here is I just wanted to let you know that everybody has strengths. You heard Megan and I just kind of chiming on this, but it's important to know that you have strengths. Here at the City of Corpus Christi, we are a strengths organization. And what we do is we help you develop your strengths. So what we've done is we have an opportunity for you. If you're a city employee, you need to contact us and you need to let us help you figure out what your strengths are. You're going to do an assessment and you're going to figure out where do you fit in this area of working for the City of Corpus Christi. Where are your strengths so that you can close that gap between where you are right now and where you could actually be. There's multiple books, but the book that we're going to be focusing on whenever you contact us for possibly a career coaching session on your strengths is Strengths Finder by Tom Rath. Now, Megan, I know you and I have actually taken this assessment, and Iranda as well. And we have a whole bunch of people in engineering who took it. And I think pretty much the whole city, we have a lot of people who've taken this assessment. So just looking at the strengths right now, Megan, what was your number one strength?
My number one strength was actually developer.
Developer. Okay. Do you want to give me your top 5? Maybe just give me your top 5.
It was developer, harmony, individualization, connectedness, and positivity.
Megan, all your strengths are in the relationship building quadrant.
Heart.
Did you notice that?
No, I didn't.
Oh my goodness. So I'm like learning to be a strengths coach. So I'm learning to like hear the cues and understand how to help people optimize. So you are a relationship builder. Now my strengths are like all over the place. And by the way, y'all, I have like literally a journal where I'm studying myself and my strengths. Because, when things are going on, you're just like, why, right? So you're trying to figure it out. My strengths are competition, futuristic, significance, achiever, and maximizer. And I'm kind of all over the spectrum, which is kind of interesting. It kind of makes it a little bit harder, but most of my strengths are in the influencing quadrant. But the reason I wanted to show this slide is to show you that everybody falls into different quadrants, but sometimes your strengths are almost like DNA, Megan. It's like all over the place. Remember when you did that 23andMe assessment and you came out like an international princess? You might as well be the United Nations. And so the point here is that everybody has their DNA and you figure out who you are so that you can be strong in that. And so we can help you with that. And the way strengths works is, first of all, when you do the strengths assessment, you'll find out what your top 5 strengths are. And now those are your talents, okay? I don't want to tell you that they're your strengths because your talent is your natural way of thinking, feeling, and behaving. And when you answer the questions in the strengths assessment, you're going to answer kind of like the same questions we asked you just recently. You're going to be just answering questions about your general tendencies. What do you do? How do you make decisions? What is your lifestyle like, right? So there's no good or bad way. In fact, there's not any weaknesses in strengths. What they are is they're just not your strongest assets, right? You can pull them in when you need them, but that's just not where you're strong, right? So talent is where we figure out where your talents are. You have to invest time developing your skills. You know, your God-given skills are not there to just automatically be perfect at them. That's 10% of your success. You have to spend time figuring out how can you end up being strong. Like, for example, Megan Isasi, you are a relationship builder. So now that you know that, then you need to just lean into that, right? You need to lean into it and realize that that's your strength. And how can you actually become the best relationship builder for our organization? And then that's how you turn that talent into the ability to consistently provide near perfect performance. I love hearing that, right? Because here at the City of Corpus Christi, one of our missions is we do not tolerate mediocrity. We're all about excellence. And so realizing that you are actually performing at your highest level is what we are trying to help you achieve. We want you to be so strong for the city that, in fact, if every single city employee, all 3,000 city employees operated on this lens, we would essentially not only be the best city in the state of Texas, we would be the best city in the entire nation, if not the world.
Ooh, Iranda gave her her strengths. She said,
"Oh, perfect."
Hers are consistency, responsibility, belief, developer, and input.
I love that. And so, can I just say something? Like, I know you all shared your strengths with me whenever we did our Strengths Finder together, and we all worked together. And I loved creating the talent map. So I created a talent map. Y'all haven't seen it, have you, Megan?
No,
I created a talent map of us. And I wanted to see, you know, like where, as a leader, right? So strengths for managers is important. So even though you're not interested in your own strengths, it's important for you to know not only how to motivate your teams, but where there are gaps on your teams, right? And you need to fill those gaps as a manager. So I rolled that in, Megan. I'm doing a lot of work on myself right now. So I created a talent map of us. And let me tell you, Megan, this is why we work so well, because we are fitting every single spectrum. You know, when you see me over here and I'm like not even in the relationship building, I mean, literally, Megan, I only have one strength in relationship building. So let's just put it out there, okay? I'm more strategic, and I'm more in the influencing and strategic thinking, right? And then I have one strength in executing, and then Iranda is in the executing and the strategic thinking. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The job she does. So it just makes perfect sense. So I feel like we have the right people in the right seats. But just moving on with that presentation, I want to bring Tom Rath, who is the author of those strengths books that we're going to be helping you with. He says that you can't be anything you can't be anything you want to be, but you can be a lot more of who you already are. How many times in school did you ever hear that you can be anything if you put your mind to it? How many times did you hear that, Megan?
A million.
And it's like not the truth, right? Because if you're not interested in rocket science, why would you try to push yourself to be a rocket scientist? Right? Like, why? Right? There's people who are just naturally inclined to do that, right? But the point here is, yes, you can be anything you want to do if you put your mind to it. But how about instead of being good at something that you're not good at, but being great at something that you're good at? And that's where we think that you can narrow the gap, right? We're literally trying to narrow the gap between where you are and literally your most perfect being. How can you be excellent in everything that you're doing? Now, I also wanted to throw in this podcast, which is how to be awesome at your job. Dude, Megan, I haven't told you about this podcast. I discovered this podcast about a month ago, and it is awesome, by the way, okay? So there's like all these interviews on there about people talking about how you can just love your work and love everything about the work that you're doing and make work fun, right? Make work not feel like work. Make work where you're throwing those covers off and like getting up in the morning, like, I can't wait to show up, right? And so if anybody's interested in learning how to like be super excited about the work that they do, go and find this podcast, How to Be Awesome at Your Job. So just to touch on a few education assistance options we have here for you at the City of Corpus Christi, they are options for you to get free education options. I already talked about edX. I talked about TED. You can go to TED.com and find some talks on there. But there's multiple opportunities for you to get free education. Now, you may not have a certificate at the end of it, but you got educated. You can also save your money. This is what Megan has done a little bit of. She's saved a little bit of her money and she's paying for her college. So you can save money and pay cash for your college. You can also take out loans. And I'm sure that Coastal Compass will be able to talk to you about this later in the presentation today. You can also have opportunities for grants through FAFSA. You can apply for scholarships. And in fact, Megan, is it just this week that you talked to Ashford University to renew our Ashford commitment for the scholarship that we provide our city employees?
Yeah, I talked to Ashford. They're really excited about renewing the scholarship. They're excited to gain a couple more employees at Ashford University on a full ride, really, for their whole first year. And so right now, they've told us, there's a lot of employers who are opting not to do this, but the city of Corpus Christi is one employer that says we are doing it regardless of COVID, regardless of whatever's going on. We're going to find a way. And even if it's just a few employees, that's something.
Exactly. And can I say something about working for the city? Part of my role is to just try to figure out how can we create an environment, not only at an organization, but on a community level where there's an organization that is really supportive of people's aspirations. And I can tell you, all 3,000 employees working here at the city of Corpus Christi, as I go through the rest of this presentation, you need to know that the administration here, our leadership, is really here to support you to be a better human. And not only a human for the city of Corpus Christi, but for our community. Because when you show up at home as the best version of yourself, it creates a great environment in your family. And then that translates into maybe your spouse and your kids having a great environment wherever that they're touching other humans. So, us working for the city, it's just always great to know that we have opportunities to be able to translate the resources we have to help you do your job better. So yes, we are still going to continue with our Ashford Scholarship. We also have our tuition reimbursement program, and I'll talk to you a little bit about that. There's also tuition discounts. So we are just getting ready to sign on the dotted line, right, Megan? Do you want to tell everybody this may be the first debut of this agreement that we have coming up?
Yeah, we are fixing to sign on the dotted line with University of Phoenix.
Yep.
Now, a lot of people know this name because they were probably one of the first in the industry to start this whole online schooling thing, and they did a really good job with their marketing. So I know that everybody pretty much knows who University of Phoenix is, and they are offering some great benefits if you are a city employee looking to go to University of Phoenix. Yep. We're talking about discounted courses, take a few, get one free type of deal. I mean, you get all access to all of their resources. And on top of that, we get a few professional development courses that you can join in on us on Ashford University, on University of Phoenix. So we're really excited to be working with University of Phoenix, and we're hoping that we're going to be signing that here pretty soon so that we can get going and get running and hopefully offer all those benefits to all of our city employees.
Yes. In fact, we're most excited because, going through our legal process here at the city, having our legal team review all the documents, and then also our internal resources, just making sure that this is a good fit for us, that their mission and vision is in line with our mission and vision of the city. And we're there, right, Megan? Right now, it's just a process of, okay, everyone agrees. We just need to sign. So we're excited to bring the University of Phoenix into our family of education options for you as city employees. So look forward to giving you more information about that later. We also have opportunities for people who may not be watching and are city employees. So for example, we have people who watch our Facebook and our maybe possibly YouTube videos, and they are not employees of the city, and they may be young people who have opportunities to do work study. So you need to know that part of our role is to help you become stronger as a citizen. So not only as city employees, but also as citizens. So if you are a citizen watching and you have options to do work study, you need to know that it's an opportunity for you to get your education paid for. Essentially what happens is you fill out the FAFSA, which we'll talk about in a little bit, and you get qualified to get work study, which means you're working for the university, but at the same time, they're paying your tuition. There's also fellowship opportunities at universities you can apply for. So if you're going for your master's, you could be a teaching assistant, or you could be doing a research project for a faculty member. And then in turn, they pay for your education. And there's tons and tons of other education options, y'all. In fact, one of the things I can tell you is that I work for an organization. Don't work for them as in I'm getting a job, but I support a nonprofit organization that helps low-income students get scholarships for their sport. So if you're really good at sports, you can get your education paid for that way as well, right? So you can apply to be on a team. So there's just many other options that you can do. When you fill out your taxes, you can get a tax credit for just saying that you're going to get an education. So there's just so many other different ways that you can figure out how to pay for your education. So I touched on the FAFSA earlier, but I want to bring up the FAFSA only because it's a free application for federal student aid. And this really is the number one thing you must do. If you forget everything else we talked about, strengths and all that, fill out the FAFSA and make sure you understand that the FAFSA not only determines the aid you get from the federal government, but also determines any grants you're going to get, not only from the federal government, but also from the state of Texas, and also from your university itself, and also scholarship opportunities. There's just so many boxes that the FAFSA checks. Right, Megan?
Yeah, I mean, I know I filled out the FAFSA and I was one of those people that was like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to qualify. What if I do? What if I don't? What am I going to do? It's kind of overwhelming when you're trying to find the funds. And when I filled it out, I ended up coming back that I didn't qualify exactly for the things that I wanted, but I did qualify for some loans. So that gave me a sense of security. Although I was saving my own money, right, to pay for college out of my own pocket, I knew that if for some reason something happened and I couldn't utilize the money that I had spent for my school, that I at least had a backup plan. And if nothing else, the FAFSA should at least be a backup plan. So yes, fill it out.
Exactly. And if Iranda was able to talk right now, she would tell you the story about how she was like, I'm not going to get any money. And she's pretty much having her first, I think, year paid for through grants. So I think you just need to know that the opportunities are there for you. There's also opportunities for you to get scholarships. And I know a lot of people think, oh, scholarships, is anyone getting them? You know, it's almost like, I don't mean to put this out there, but it's like, did anybody get a stimulus check? You know, the point here is that the scholarships are available for you based on your niche. So sometimes scholarships are based off of your academic performance. But if you feel like your academic performance is not there for you to get those academic performance scholarships, you need to know that there's scholarships that are there based on your niche. So like, for example, I am African American. I love technology. I am a mom, right? I'm over a certain age. You know, I'm not going to tell you how old I am, how young I am, how young I am. But the point here is there's scholarships for these things. And so if you just spend some time filling out one or two of these a week, you'll find yourself adding up just $100, $200, $1,000 here or there, and you have paid for a semester, 2 semesters. Before you know it, you have figured out how to get 10 scholarships to pay for your education. So don't knock these $100, $1,000 scholarships. They are there to support your education. So moving on swiftly into the opportunities that are only available to you if you are an employee of the city of Corpus Christi. Of course, the Learning Institute team is here to support you. We're all about growing the city's best leaders. And that's you right now watching, our city champions. Anything and everything we can do, we are here for you. And Megan will tell you that our answer to everything is yes. And if we have to say no, then we're figuring out where are we going to get this information for you so we can say yes. So whatever questions you have about your education, about your learning, about your performance here at the city of Corpus Christi, come to us because we are here to support you. The next thing I want to mention is that we have tuition reimbursement for you. So if you decide that you want to be a champion in your career and you want to grow your excellence in the job you have by getting a degree, we have $2,000 for you. Every full-time benefits eligible employee gets $2,000 towards their education. And this is an opportunity that I even say, if you are not going to school right now, then you're pretty much saying you don't want a $2,000 raise. Okay? So go ahead and apply for tuition reimbursement based on your educational pursuits. We don't only support you getting your associate's degree, your bachelor's degree, your master's, your PhD, we will also support you getting certifications. And I have noticed an influx of more and more people applying to get certifications through our tuition reimbursement programs. And I call those your quick wins. You can get a certification within 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. You've gotten the documentation to prove that you are an expert in whatever it is that you want to be. So contact us so we can tell you more about your benefit that's already available to you through the tuition reimbursement program. And then, of course, we love our federal government. They have money for you. So make sure you contact your university. If you are currently going to college, there is funding available for you through the CARES Act. So if you didn't know, there was money appropriated to our colleges and universities at different amounts, and 50% of that was going to be spent by the universities for their own operations, and 50% was to be distributed to students like you. So if you do nothing else, fill out the FAFSA and go and contact your university and find out whether you qualify for the funding that is available to you right now based on our COVID-19 pandemic situation that has happened. There may be funding out there that you are not tapping into. And it's important for you to know that there's opportunities for you to bridge that gap between your aspirations and your financial obligations. We want you to feel good about getting the education you want, and we don't want you to be disrupted by it. And now for the opportunity to meet our guest speaker. Our guest speaker for today is Samantha Smolik, and she is not new to us. In fact, Megan knows her very well, and she is the site coordinator of Coastal Compass Education and Career Resources Center. Megan, how do you know Sam?
I know Sam because she was my little sister's roommate throughout their whole college career.
How amazing.
It was really interesting to see them come up together. And even now, it's so interesting to see Samantha having done that and now giving back and doing this through Coastal Compass. So I'm really excited and just as proud of my little sister as I am proud of Sam too, for being just the champion that she is for other people's education and careers. I'm so excited to hear all about Coastal Compass and what kind of work she does with everyone in the community.
Samantha Smolik is a young business professional with experience in public relations and marketing. Yes, I said earlier, she serves as the site coordinator for Coastal Compass Education and Career Resources Center, but I think her role is more about collaborating with partners and advocates for educational and career opportunities in the community. You know, Coastal Compass is a strong partner for us here at the city, and I always feel like, you know, sometimes you have to have the right people in the seat, right? You can just, all day long, you can have mission and vision, but if you don't have the right person with a heart doing the work, I think you're not going to get very far. So Samantha is that person for Coastal Compass. She not only provides this service now virtually, right? So Coastal Compass has gone virtual because of COVID, so they can provide the service to you. But Megan, they have a van that they can take to people. Like, can you see this? Like, they can actually drive a van to any location and provide their services anywhere that's needed in our community. I absolutely love this. And they're also very, very famous. So they've been on TV, they've been in many opportunities. So the speaker you're going to hear about today is really and truly amazing. And I'm going to stop my presentation so that we can go ahead and bring Samantha into the fold. So Sam, I'm bringing you on because I'm so excited that you're here with us today. But I'm also going to see if you can maybe load your, I think, do I have your PowerPoint? I think I have your PowerPoint, right? Let me see if I can load your PowerPoint. Can you hear us, Sam?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So while Lisa's doing that, I hope, Samantha, you are ready to tell us all about what Coastal Compass does. And on top of the specifics of what Coastal Compass does, I'm a relationship person. Lisa just mentioned I'm all about the feels. So I want to hear like some testimonials. I want to hear the amazing people that you've touched and how Coastal Compass has impacted lives. And I want to hear the stories that you have in regards to adults and students and people who just walk in the doors. And when they walk out of Coastal Compass, they're ready to go. They have all the resources they need. And they've, I guess, essentially just leveled up. So I know we're going to hear a lot of great things from you about the ins and outs and the details of what Coastal Compass does. But I also want to hear the testimonials and all the good feeling stuff. So whenever you're ready, feel free to take it away.
Yeah, and so I'm going to mention, Sam, it sounds like there's a little bit of background noise where you are. So I just want to let everybody know that, unfortunately, there's a little bit of background noise. I'm not sure what that is. So hopefully that doesn't distract you. Sometimes I feel like if I bring something up, then it kind of, undistracts people from the noise that's going on. So yes, we are hearing it all. So I'm going to go ahead and load your presentation, Sam, and then you can take it away, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
and foremost, I just want to thank you all for having me on here and giving me the opportunity to talk about Coastal Compass. We are here 100% to service our community and the surrounding areas, and just really, really show how important your career and your education is to everybody. So, Coastal Compass is a free education and career resource center. That's right, I said free. We are 100% free, and we are dedicated to guiding you to success. So, we're at a convenient location, as you can see in this photo right here. We're at La Palmera Mall. This is kind of a hub of Corpus, and we're here for anyone to stop by, whether if you're shopping in the mall, you walk by and you see, oh, what is this? Come in. We'll help you do whatever you need. Or if you live in the rural areas, if you want to come into Corpus, stop by. We're at the mall, and we are conveniently located for you. So a little bit about our background. You see that logo right in the middle that says Citizens for Educational Excellence. We are governed by Citizens for Educational Excellence, which is a local 501c3 nonprofit organization. So you can see the other two logos that were right there. We're all connected. We service different entities throughout the community to just make sure that we're covering all bases of career and education through our different programs. What does Coastal Compass do specifically? We are 100% free. You can see that picture right there. We cover everything, career and education. No matter, one of the main questions that we get a ton of times is, am I too old for you to help me? Am I too old to go back to school? Am I too young to go to school? Am I too young to look for a job? Whatever it may be, age is not an issue. We stress that over and over again. Age is not an issue. If you're 100 and you are willing and you want to find a job, you want to go to school, stop by. We can get you set up. Absolutely. And here, this is the inside of our center. So when you come in and you step into our center, this is kind of what you're going to see. We've changed the layout a little bit, but you'll see on the left side of the picture, you see that there are people sitting at computers working one-on-one with our staff. That's how we run. We have computers that are free of service for anyone that needs to use them, free printing. You come in and you work one-on-one with our staff. We host workshops in here. We host anything our partners need to come in and do. You can come in here, and it's just an open center for anyone to come in and get some information. So, like you said, you stressed a little bit earlier, if you cannot come to us, do not worry. We can make it to you. We have a mobile center that was generously donated by the Charity League of Corpus Christi. And what this is for is we usually take it out for events for our rural areas. For instance, like if you're in Aransas Pass and Corpus isn't as conveniently located to you as you are if you're in Calallen or Robstown or wherever it may be, we can come out to you. Our mobile center is stacked with computers, printers, everything you need. We can get it done on our mobile center just like you can if you were to be in our center. So Coastal Compass is a 100% partner-based organization. So we are completely made up of our partners. As you can see, there's a list right there. Some of our main partners is the City of Corpus Christi. We have a lot of educational partners such as Texas A&M Corpus Christi, Texas A&M Kingsville, Del Mar College, things like Craft Training Center, UIW, all these different entities, Workforce Solutions. We have it all in our center. That way we can give you a broad spectrum of services that we can service you with. We are on 100% free again, like I said, and therefore with our partners, they do not charge us, we do not charge them. They are here to work for us, but also promote their organization as well. And we couldn't do anything without them. We wouldn't have anyone working here if we didn't have them. So we are very grateful for everybody that stops by. Again, Coastal Compass is 100% service oriented. The whole purpose of when a customer comes in, We want to make sure that you feel comfortable speaking with us. You want to give us your information. You feel comfortable sitting here with us. We like to build up that trust, right? So that if you come in here and you're doubtful on, oh, I don't know, we were talking about FAFSA earlier. If you don't, oh, I'm not going to get FAFSA, or no, I don't think I'm going to have the qualifications for a job, or whatever. Do not worry about that. We come in here, we sit down with you, and we really work on that, building up that personal trust, that one-on-one interactions, to where our clients do feel good about themselves. They want to come back, and they want to spread the word about how we help everybody. So here are some of our main educational programs that we have. A lot of this is provided by our partners, but specifically, if you were to come into Coastal Compass, our main things are FAFSA and Apply Texas, which is applying to schools, getting you set up with the money for school. Like Megan said earlier, it's a good backup plan. Absolutely, a lot of people come in here thinking, I'm not going to get any money. I don't think why should I even apply? You never know. It's good to have that plan B and have those loans on the back end. I know from experience as well, you never know what comes up, and it's definitely a good backup plan to have. Also, one of our main things that people come in here for is adult literacy and getting your GED. We have a partnership with the ESC2 and their adult literacy program, which is Crossroads. We hook people up through their program, which is a 100% free program. People also come in and asking for scholarships a lot. How can I get that extra money? When does it open? Can you help me apply? Absolutely. We will get you set up with all of that. So like I said, we operate with our partners. So we ourselves are not a program, but we have the connections to the program to get you what you need. And that's through our partners. For example, you can come in here typically when our partners, now everybody's out because of COVID, but typically when our partners are in here, they host workshops, like I mentioned a little bit earlier. So Del Mar sometimes has an application workshop where they come in and, hey, stop by. We have advisors here. We can get you set up through our school. We can get you signed up for classes, whatever it may be. I mentioned a little bit about Craft Training Center. They're an instrumentation school, and they host workshops in here, giving you a little bit more about the trades, information about the trades and what all they provide. And the city of Corpus Christi, you can come in here. They have a hiring workshop once a week. Typically when they're in here, they have all the local jobs that are available to come in here and grab. So that's how, when our partners are in here, that's kind of how we operate. So we also host Recapture Your Dream. And what this is a program that gives adults or some young adults that have some college, but they stopped. So that could qualify for even they just signed up for college. They have one class. They could have had 3 years of college, but they dropped out. Whatever it may be, our main goal is to get you back into school, get you that degree, and get you to that higher paying job. We have an event coming up. It's virtual now. It's called Let's Enroll, and it's going to be held on July 22nd. That's a Wednesday, I believe, and that'll be from 5 to 8 p.m. And what it is what we're going to have all of our partner organizations on there. It's going to be our educational partners, our workforce partners. And what you can do is you can sign up, you go around and you talk to all these different people, and you get advice, you get signed up for your FAFSA, whatever it may be. It's meant to have you succeed and get back into school. I touched base a little bit on the ESC2 and our Crossroads program earlier, but this just gives you a little bit more in depth of all of their programs that they have. They are one of our main referral partners. We refer them, they refer us. It's kind of a back and forth situation. There's a lot of people they're searching for their GED or English as a second language, which is great because it just shows how people are trying to better themselves and really work to that education and succeed. So this is a great program, a great source that we like to refer people to. So some of our employment programs and services, This is the career side that we can help you with. So we ourselves are not a job agency company. A lot of people get that a little bit mixed up. But what we can do is we can help you prepare for that job. That's our main thing. We will help you prepare. We will help you get that resume done. We will help you sprinkle in those special words that can get you on your application that an employer might be looking for. We can do mock interviews with you. We'll ask you, what are you interested in? We'll walk you through that application process. That way it's not so scary. A lot of people tend to back away from that because they just don't know the process and they think it's too hard. Please don't let that discourage you. Come in here. We can absolutely help you do that because, like I said, our main goal is to get you that ultimate higher paying job that you're looking for. Here are some of our workforce partners. You guys are on there, I believe. And Workforce Solutions is one of our main workforce partnering organizations. They'll help you more in depth as far as the job process goes. So like I said, we'll prepare you for the job, but they'll help you place and get you placed into that job and get you a little bit more information. So like I said, the City of Corpus Christi is a very strong partner of ours, and they are in here typically once a week with the job recruiters. But since we are virtual, they're sending it to us through email, and we get that information out. Here are some of the locations of Workforce Solutions. So they're pretty much very well round is where you can go and you can have access to them. So some of the resources that we use through Workforce Solutions is their career coach. And what that is that helps you. It's like a career assessment test. So if you're not even remotely sure where you want to go, or you kind of have an idea, we always recommend our customers to use this career coach to come in and kind of get a little bit better of an understanding of what direction that they might want to go. So then we use their resume builder application that they also have on their website, and we start filling in that information. And this is such a handy tool because when you're building a resume from scratch, it can get kind of confusing with the document settings and whatever, but this automatically just puts it all together for you, and then you can go in there and you can get it switched up. Another great program through Workforce Solutions that we use is their youth program, and this is such a great opportunity because this is for the ages of 16 to 24, and this is great because kids typically when they're about to go to school, they don't really know what they want to go and study. So they could waste 2 years or 3 years and on a major that they're not even interested in. So we always recommend this program to those kids through those age to kind of give them the internship that they can get some experience from. So that way they can figure out, hey, I do like this, or hey, I don't know, I'm not too interested in this, and they can reassess from there. If you jump to our calendar slide, this will be our monthly calendar for July. Time's going by so fast. For July, our monthly calendar, it's typically filled with multiple workshops. We usually have about 6 workshops scheduled for every month. But with COVID, like I said, we are being remote. So we just want to put all of our services on our calendar, show you everything that we can help you with. It's always, people ask, is it too late to file for FAFSA? No, it's not. Is it too late to apply for school? No, it's not. So please, if you are interested, please call us and we can help you get that set up. We also have a monthly newsletter, and that goes out every single month. It should just kind of give you an overview of what to expect from our center for the month. We typically have monthly themes. We alternate between education and career stuff. But for right now, our theme is just guiding you to success. We will guide you for whatever you need, especially throughout these tough times. That's our Facebook right there. It's updated daily, about 2 to 3 times daily, as well as our website. So if you have any questions, if you can't get a hold of us here, please visit our Facebook and our website. That'll have everything up to date. Again, we are 100% free. Whatever it may be, we will help you and we will guide you to success, and we will get you one step closer to whatever you're aiming for. So please don't hesitate to call us. We are friendly. We will have you. We'll be talking with a smile over the phone. We've got you covered. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. Like I said, we are located at La Palmera Mall, super convenient. We're open Monday through Friday from 10:30 to 6 and Saturday from 10:30 to 2. There's our number right there. There's our website. Please call us. We'll be waiting for you.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank
I was
you.
thinking about how you said it was located at Palmera Mall, so they can apply for their job with you and then go shop for a suit,
Absolutely.
their
Absolutely.
skirt,
That's our
and get
main-
ready for that interview.
Megan, you're so funny.
main selling
You're over here shopping. It's like, I can't, gosh, through this whole COVID thing, does anybody shop anymore at the mall? Is the mall even open? Because y'all at the mall, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're
Is
at
it
the mall.
open?
I see people. Yeah, we're on the outside of the mall, so I see people coming in and out every single day, and
Uh-huh.
that's our main selling point on Facebook. I always try to say, hey, if you can do something that'll help you better your future, and then go reward yourself with a shopping trip or something.
Oh, I love that. It's like the reward, right? So I'm going to
Absolutely.
bring somebody on who we all know. You all know this guy. He's truly amazing. And by the way, Megan, isn't he going to be joining us next week?
He is going to be joining us next week, so you get double.
You get
this Friday and next Friday.
double. And by the way, also, a round of applause. He has the Islander shirt on. I think that's what I see. That's right. Go Islanders. Woo. For those trackers up.
Yeah.
Yep. So welcome, Jeff. So Jeff, did Sam do a good job or what? I was thinking, man, I thought Jeff knew all the answers about Coastal Compass. Sam is the expert now.
She did a great job. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
I'm trying out these new earbuds that my wife bought me, so I have to make sure the sound is correct.
So fancy.
Good. You can hear me though, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
great. No, Sam did a great job. Great job, Sam. Coastal Compass is everything that she said and more. You know, I would just add a kind of a last pitch to our city employees, to our city champions. You know, a lot of the career resources that we have available and that we work with, they're not going to apply to you because you've got a solid job with a great employer who wants to invest in your future. So, use us for the education resources, for the things like FAFSA completion and Apply Texas and figuring out what degree plan and what would get you that higher paying job, maybe within the city, and promotions and things of that nature. So we can definitely do resumes and we can definitely do applications for jobs. But look, you're working with an employer that cares about you, that wants to invest in you. Lisa and Megan and the Learning Institute are all about your future and about investing in you. So, we're just here to support you as you kind of move through that education, the education choices that you have, whether it be a certificate, whether it be a credential, whether it be a degree, there's even short-term trainings in our area that will just help you upskill and just get better skilled at Microsoft Excel or better skilled at QuickBooks or better skilled at this or that. So we can do all that for you. And Sam touched on it a little bit. That's the only thing I would say that maybe Sam didn't cover, 100%. But I think overall, Sam did a great job. The presentation was solid, and we are exactly who she said we are. We're free. We're 100% invested in the community, and we want to help you and the city of Corpus Christi, to continue to be that employer of choice for our area. And so we're committed to you, Lisa and Megan, the city of Corpus, and we're committed to everyone who's watching this, live or recorded in the future.
Jeff, you said the magic word right there. We are the employer
of choice. That's right. That's right.
Every time I meet with you, I say, you know what to tell people when they want a job. Who's the number one pick? The city of Corpus Christi.
And I'll give you. And I know we're on a live stream, and I know it's not related, but I can't tell you how many people that have come into Coastal Compass over the last couple months that we have actually referred to the city, and 3 or 4 of them have already gotten jobs with the city. We had one young lady that was in and just looking all over the place. And we contacted one of the recruiters, and she got her set up with an interview, and she got the interview, and then she got the job. She actually was offered 2 different jobs from positions in the city, and she chose one of them. So, we definitely believe in the city of Corpus Christi as the employer of choice. We definitely believe investing into your employees for future regional economic growth and career success and success for their families and generational success. All those things that we always talk about, Lisa. It is exactly.
Everything.
It's like Sam talked about it, and she touched on it a little bit. It is what we do. We're happy. We're friendly. It's because we love what we do. Sam and I truly love what we do, and we love helping, and our partners, are great. So absolutely, Coastal Compass is your resource for anything education and career related. Again, career related, may not be your focus, but we can definitely help you with whatever you need related to pursuing your education, pursuing your degree, or your higher paying job.
Yes, yes. You hopefully y'all are picking up on the fact that when Jeff and I and Megan, when we meet, we're not just talking surface level.
Yeah.
We're talking deep. We're talking our legacies. We're talking the work we're doing today is going to help the future generations of Corpus Christi be stronger and better. And how can we build a stronger community? It starts with each individual person building a good foundation on their career so that it feeds into our future. Our kids do what we do, right? So actions speak louder than words. We can say all day long that we're bridging the gap between education and employment, but if we're not actually doing things to make that happen, then it means nothing. So for us, I just feel blessed to have people like Jeff West working with organizations and bringing in all these awesome partners to make things happen for our community. We have so much economic growth going on in Corpus Christi, and we have so many wheels in the fire just kind of making things happen. And it's important to have really strong, stable, foundational programs that are there committed to building the workforce for our community. I want to reel in Iranda Chavez. She had a really amazing, right? So she said this was awesome, right? But I think one of the great things that Iranda did say during our presentation was that this is a great opportunity for our city employees. Sometimes our presentations may seem like we're talking to just random people, but you need to know that our primary focus, City Champions, is you. All the information we're giving you is so that you can have a better life. And the only way you have a better life is you truly understand that your work life is really where your life is. Like you're going to spend, like, I don't know if you know this, but you're spending 70% of your life outside of sleeping, right? So you spend most of your time sleeping, but outside of sleeping, you're going to spend 70% of your life here with us. So why not treat this as an opportunity of your lifetime to absolutely enjoy the work you're doing? So Megan, I don't know if you believe that, it's important to understand that if you're going to spend majority of your life somewhere, it might as well be making you happy, right?
I do. It makes a big difference. And I remember Samantha just said something that resonated with me so much, because I was that person who spent like 2 years on a degree that I have not used once. And that's because I thought I knew what I wanted to do. And just like you said, Lisa, I would wake up and I would not enjoy going to that job that I spent 2 years trying to get to. And so it is so important to your mental and emotional wellness that you enjoy what you're doing, because your work schedule, a work schedule that you don't like or a workplace that you don't like, could be killing you for real. Absolutely. And so it's so important that you find something that resonates with you and that connects with you, and that even though there may be things about your job that you don't like, you find something that you do like about it, and let that be your purpose. Let that be the reason that you wake up every morning. And Iranda has a really good question for Jeff and Samantha here.
Okay.
She said, I know someone that has taken college classes and due to working full-time, stopped taking those classes. They're ready to go back to college. Do they have to qualify for Let's Enroll / recapture?
I'll take that one, Sam. Tune in next week for more information. I'm just kidding. That was good, right? So next week, we actually will be talking about Recapture Your Dream and the Let's Enroll event. But to answer your question around that, there's no qualification for Recapture Your Dream, which is a program that provides assistance to folks with some college and no degree. Doesn't matter what age. We call it an adult program, but it is really just focused on helping people get back into college after stopping out for whatever reason. So Let's Enroll is a free event. It's on July 22nd. You don't have to qualify. Just visit our website, coastalcompass.org, and then click on the Let's Enroll tab, and you'll be able to register and get more information about the event. But again, we are going to be talking about it live next week. And so I'll give you a lot more information then. But if in the meantime, you can always refer them to our website, coastalcompass.org. And then there's a Let's Enroll tab and also a Recapture tab under the resources link.
I can't lie, Jeff and Samantha. I had the same question. Samantha kept saying free, 100% free, 100% free. And in the back of my head, I was like, what's the catch here? There's got to be a catch. Is there a catch?
Sam, take that one.
No, there's absolutely no catch. And that's what people think too when they come in and go, are you sure you're not going to charge us? You're not going to charge us? And we're like, no, I don't know how much to tell you. We are 100% free. That's what our government organization, Citizens for Educational Excellence, we we fundraise so that we can get these grants. That way we can have this opportunity for everyone. No catch, no limits, no nothing. It's 100%.
Well, there you go. For anybody who had that mentality like I did, now you know there is really, truly no catch. I think one of the other things that I was thinking about was, let's say that what we see a lot at the city is that some of these older folks are not really comfortable with technology, right? They're not so comfortable. They kind of have a hard time. And so usually they're dragging their granddaughter, they're dragging their grandson or somebody to come help them at that computer. So do you guys do those kinds of things? Do you all sit and help them on the computer to fill out their application, or sit and help them do their resume?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, it doesn't matter. I mean, you could be 100 years old and we're going to come in here and we'll take as much time as you need. Even some people, they are a little bit, that's what they don't want to come in because they aren't as good on the computer, or, they're not as fast as typing, and they tend to hold back. And that's not a problem at all. I mean, some people who are computer whiz, they still have to ask me a question, right? So it doesn't matter. I mean, you can come in here and we will take as many times as however long you need to come back. You need to make it 4 trips. It doesn't matter. We will help you get it completed, whatever it may be, and we will go at your speed, whatever you're comfortable with. That way it's not too much and it's not too little. Whatever you're comfortable with, we will help you get it done. Absolutely.
And do they have to make an appointment? I guess I think that's one of my last questions. Do they have to make an appointment, or can they just walk in?
Typically when we're open, right now we are closed, but we are having to film. But typically when we're open, no, it's a completely 100% you walk in, and we'll help you just as soon as we're available or whatever. We'll get you set up. We were doing appointments to kind of limit the amount of people in our center. Right now, we're just doing it by the phone. So just go ahead and call us. And if we are currently working with someone, we will make an appointment to call you back, whatever works best for you. But ultimately, no, we are 100% walk-in.
All right. Well, thank you for answering all my questions. And I do not look at the PowerPoint in advance on purpose so that I can have these genuine off-the-cuff questions that I know everybody out there is probably thinking of. So thank you guys for answering all of our questions. And if for some reason or another we have somebody who says, hey, I need to get hooked up with Samantha and with Jeff, we are going to be sure to send them your way, like always. But in case they don't come to us directly, where can they find your information? Do you have a website?
Absolutely, we have a website. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sam. Go ahead.
Yeah,
there's some background noise, Sam. I can hear the typing in the background. So let me go ahead and answer that question if you don't mind. So to answer your question, Megan, all of our information, everything that we do, all of our resources, and then some on top of what we talked about today, can all be found at coastalcompass.org. It's a website that, hey, it's pretty dynamic. It's got a lot of information about our programs, about our governing bodies, and kind of the information about how to get in contact with one of us. So coastalcompass.org, and you can also just call us or email us. All the information is on the Contact Us tab on our website. And as Sam said, we're open virtually right now. We're taking calls. All the phones from Coastal Compass are forwarded to our cell phones, and we are helping with FAFSA and with Apply Texas and with degree audits and things of that nature over the phone virtually. So please don't hesitate to call us if you need anything.
Love it, love it, love it. Let me tell you, Jeff, the moment that I met you, I knew you were going to put this into us. And I have seen your career here at the city, and not in the city of Corpus Christi, but as the city and as a community in different organizations. And every time you join a new organization, it's like you level them up. So I already know that Coastal Compass, y'all are just rocking and rolling. You have Jeff West there leading the charge, making sure that you have all the information that you need. So do not hesitate to contact Coastal Compass. We are engaged with them on the Let's Enroll, right? So if you want to come back, right, you had a dream. You had to recapture your dream, right? You got to bring it back. You had a dream that you wanted to get a college degree. Jeff is there to help you, and he's going to be joining us next week to speak specifically on how you can recapture your dream of getting a college degree. I don't want you to think about the finances, and I don't want you to think about the time it's going to take for you to go to school. All I need for you is to show up here, because we are always presenting to you every Friday at 10 a.m., but specifically this next Friday, and I think it's the 17th, Jeff is going to be talking about how you can recapture the dream that you had to get a college degree. Because if you spend your time being good at everything, then you'll never be great at anything. So I would say don't focus on the finances. We can help you with that. Okay, we're good at that. I mean, Megan and I are always negotiating, like you can imagine, to try to save you money. So if you can't figure out the finances, just come to us. We've paid for stuff. We know how to get scholarships. We know how to do all those things. We'll write you recommendation letters. So don't worry about the finances. And then the time, we'll take care of the time later. Don't worry. Don't let that stress you out. I know you got kids and you got a family and you got obligations. Everybody's got that. That's the excuse zone right now. You need to show up next week on Friday and hear about Jeff's opportunity for you, which is free, for you to recapture your dream. Recapture your dream of getting that college degree so that you can really, truly enjoy the work you do as a subject expert in the work that you're passionate about. So Jeff and Sam, I want to thank you so much for your time today. Your time is valuable. We are, by the way, y'all, 15 minutes over our time. We have never had a session this long before, but I think it's because there was a lot of good information that was shared. And so I'm just grateful for the opportunity that we had to share with you all. And I'm also grateful that our community has really engaged with these sessions that we provide. So continue to follow us here at the Learning Institute. I know Megan is working behind the scenes to bring in our public health department to talk a little bit about how to match the love for your work with the pandemic. Like, we can't, that's the elephant in the room, right? I love my job, but I'm freaking out about COVID, right? How do you survive that? And so we're working behind the scenes. I don't know if that's going to be happening. I don't know when it's going to be happening, but it's happening pretty quickly. And we're going to have a session for you. So make sure either you've subscribed to our YouTube or you've liked our page and you've turned those notifications on so that we can let you know every time we go live. Because sometimes we're going live immediately, right? So we're going live when we need to so that we can give you the relevant information whenever you need it, okay? So Megan, is there anything else maybe to just close off before we end?
Yeah, I want to thank you for bringing up that our health department might be on, because they are really hard people to catch right now, as you can imagine. I mean, with testing hundreds and hundreds of people, trying to manage COVID in Corpus Christi, I mean, we're looking for any little spot just to snag them away for a second to get on here to talk to you about how you can manage the pandemic with your work life. And so, like we said, it could be any second, because we need to be able to snatch them just for a little bit and then give them back. So just be on the lookout, because we may not have time to warn you in advance. So just be on the lookout with those notifications.
All right. So I'm going to say goodbye to Jeff. And I'm going to say goodbye to Sam. Thank you so much for joining us. And for everybody else who is watching, whether you're watching on YouTube or you're watching on Facebook, I want to thank you so much for your time. Your time is valuable. But more important than that, it's important for you to know that you are valuable. Your talents are valuable. But you have to bridge that gap between your talents and your strengths. And there's hard work right there. You've got to put in the work so you bridge that gap and become a stronger leader within our community and become the city champion that we know you are. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you next week on Friday at 10 a.m. Bye.